So I'm going to do a few examples of solving linear equations, and hopefully this will help you do the questions that you have to do. So starting with example 1, I'm going to find the value for x of this equation. 6x plus 9 is equal to 27. Now, remembering our very important rule that we have our letters to the left, our equal sign, and then our numbers to the right. So what I mean by that is anything that contains a letter. So this 6x, for example, that's considered a letter, and then everything that doesn't have a letter, so an x or a y or whatever the letter may be, they get moved or to the right hand side of the equal sign. Now this rule, you can solve linear equations with letters on the right and numbers on the left, but just from a point of consistency and making it easier for you to solve questions, if you can try and have your letters all on the left and then your numbers on the right, you're less likely to make an error. Okay, so doing that, I'm going to tidy up this equation. So my 6x is already on the left, so I write down 6x, and then my plus 9 is on the left and it needs to be on the right. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to move my plus 9 over. So I'm going to write down equals, my 27 is already there. If the number is already on the right hand side, write it down first and then write down the number that you've moved over. So the plus 9, remember when that moves over an equal sign, it changes sign, and so because it's a plus on the left, it means it's a minus on the right. So it's minus 9. Tidying that up now, I'll rewrite 6x is equal to 27 minus 9 is 18. And then to get x on its own, we divide both sides by the number in front of the x. So we're going to divide this side by 6 and this side by 6. So 6 divided by 6 leaves me with just 1x, and that's equal to 18 divided by 6, which is 3. And that is our solution or value for x. Now, you may have a 1 in front of the x, which is fine if you want to write it that way, but that's not necessary. If it's a single x on its own, x equal to 3 is sufficient, but it's whatever way you're most comfortable writing it. Okay, the second example, x is equal to 2x plus 16. This time I have two terms that have letters in them, but the same rule applies, that I put my letters to the left and numbers to the right. So that's what I'm going to do. So 4x is already there. So 4x, and this time on the right hand side of our equals we have a 2x. So I need to move that left over the equals. And the rule is still the same. I change the sign of it as I move it over the equals. So plus 2x on the right is now a minus 2x on the left. I then put down my equals, and the only number I have is 16, so 16 there, and that's it on the right hand side. Now, tidying it up, 4x minus 2x is 2x, and we equal that to 16, and to get a single x on its own, we divide both sides by the number in front of the x, so that's a 2, and then 2 divided by 2 leaves us with a single x, and that's equal to 16 divided by 2 is 8. And there we go. That's the answer for the x in that example. Okay, the final example I'm going to do is this one. It's a little bit more complicated. It just has extra terms in it, but it doesn't change in how we solve them. We just have to move more things. So what I'm going to do in this one is I'm saying, well, I've got 7x, that's a letter, or contains a letter. So that's going down on the left-hand side. I'm going to deal with all the letters first and then worry about the numbers. Now, I noticed that there is another term with a letter, this 3x, and so I need to move that over the equal sign, and it's a plus 3 on the right, so it's a minus 3x on the left. I've no other terms that contain letters, so I'm going to write down my equals, and then I'm going to deal with the numbers. I have a number on the right, this 18, so I'm going to write that back down. So it's 18, and then I have a number here on the left, minus 2, so minus 2 comes over to the right hand side. It's a minus on the left, so it's a plus on the right. Now that's everything in the correct places. All my letters are here, all my numbers are here on the right, and then we can tidy it up. So 7x minus 3x, that leaves us with 4 x's, and then that's equal to 18 plus 2, that leaves us with 20. Now we need to get rid of the 4 in front of the x. We've got just a single x, so we divide the left by a 4 and the right by a 4. Doing those divisions, 4 divided by 4 leaves us with just a single x, and then 20 divided by 4 is 5, and that has us the x value that we're looking for. So hopefully those couple of examples are useful to you, and you're able to then do the problems that you've been given. All right, so I'll chat to you all later. Bye.